Discipline is the one thing that separates the mediocre from the extraordinary. The ability to push further than everyone else, to stay the course when others quit, that is not a gift. It is a skill you build. But building that skill means fighting your own brain, because as humans we are wired to chase dopamine, the chemical our brain releases to reward us with pleasure. Eating when we are hungry, drinking when we are thirsty, reproducing to carry on our species. These are the actions our brain was designed to reward. Dopamine drove human progress. But dopamine has one dangerous flaw: it is addictive. And we are not perfect machines, we are creatures with weaknesses. That addiction is why dopamine is at the root of some of the most powerful traps of modern life. Social media, video games, substances, all of them hijack the same reward system. We have engineered shortcuts to make our brain flood with dopamine instantly, effortlessly. The world today is saturated with triggers for instant gratification. And here is the problem: most of those triggers contribute nothing real to your life. They exist purely to feel good in the moment, nothing more. When your brain gets used to cheap, easy pleasure, it stops generating dopamine for the things that actually matter: effort, growth, achievement. The reward is hijacked. So why make an effort if you can feel good without it? That question is the biggest crisis of modern society. People have forgotten what it feels like to earn something. You have felt this yourself. You decide to start exercising or launch a new project. At first, fueled by motivation, everything flows. But the moment the motivation fades, you stall. One day you skip, then another. Then the whole thing quietly dies. That is not a character flaw, that is a lack of discipline. You picture yourself with a fit, trained body, so you join the gym and go every single day. The first week is perfect, you are driven, you are consistent. Then the second week arrives. One evening you feel tired and you tell yourself, "I'll go tomorrow, I'll rest today." And tomorrow the same excuse, and the day after. So how do you solve this in a world that rewards instant gratification? How do you become disciplined enough to follow through, even on the days you have no desire to move? The answer lives in the life of Miyamoto Musashi, a samurai warrior, a philosopher, a man who forged himself into the greatest swordsman Japan had ever seen, through one weapon above all others: discipline. Though he was not a Stoic philosopher, his life and his philosophy carry lessons that you can apply directly to your own path to become more disciplined. And we are going to walk through them now.
But before we do, if this kind of wisdom is useful to you, hit like right now, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video.
Miyamoto Musashi was born in Japan in 1584. From his earliest years, he had a single obsession: to become the greatest swordsman in all of Japan. He trained relentlessly and traveled across the country, seeking out the finest duelists of his era. It is said he fought in more than 60 duels and never lost once. He often faced multiple opponents at the same time, which is why he mastered fighting with a sword in each hand. He was also a philosopher and a writer. His masterwork, the Book of Five Rings, captured his entire philosophy, a path built on discipline to become the finest warrior in Japan. His philosophy of life can be distilled into 4 pillars. Let us examine each one, because each one is a weapon you can carry into your own life. The first pillar: reject desire. Musashi deliberately avoided doing things simply because they felt good. He believed that chasing pleasure made a man weak and undisciplined. By denying himself instant gratification, he left his brain only one route to dopamine: effort and achievement. Training hard, defeating an opponent, finishing a session when everything in him wanted to stop. He rewired his own reward system. If he wanted to feel good, the only path available was to work hard. Pleasure became the reward for discipline, not a substitute for it. Musashi understood that greatness has a price, and he was willing to pay it every single day, no matter how difficult. Do you think he became the best swordsman by sleeping in and skipping practice? Time is well spent when you do something with a valuable purpose, and there is nothing that comes close to that feeling. The second pillar, focus on one thing at a time. Musashi believed that mastering one art completely could open 1,000 different doors. He chose the sword. He pursued it without compromise, pushing his limits constantly. And that singular mastery opened opportunities throughout his entire life. The lesson for you is this: focus on mastering one skill rather than dabbling in many. The motivation to do 10 things at once almost always ends with none of them completed. It is far easier to be disciplined with a single task. Once that task becomes a fixed part of your daily routine, you no longer need motivation to do it. It is simply what you do. Step by step, you build a habit, and habits are stronger than motivation. Take it one task at a time and your discipline compounds. The third pillar, never abandon your path. One of the deepest roots of a lack of discipline is impatience. When we begin something new, we want results now. We have been conditioned by a world of instant gratification, so when real progress takes real time, we lose faith and we quit. Musashi refused to quit. Like any human being striving toward a great goal, he had his moments of doubt. But he constantly reminded himself, never abandon the path. The path itself is the practice. The key is clarity. Know what you are working toward. Pause and ask yourself honestly, am I truly committed to this goal? Am I willing to sacrifice whatever it demands? If the answer is yes, then combine patience with focus on the daily work in front of you. Sooner or later, you will accomplish what you set out to do. That is the formula for discipline. The fourth pillar, live with honor. Musashi followed the principles of Bushido, the way of the warrior. Bushido was a strict code of conduct for the samurai. It was built on 7 virtues: honor, respect, integrity, honesty, courage, compassion, and loyalty. And of all 7, honor was supreme. Honor at its core is self-respect. And when you truly respect yourself, the other 6 virtues follow naturally. Honesty, integrity, courage, compassion, and loyalty all flow from that one root. To live with honor also means refusing shortcuts. It means rejecting the easy path. It means not cheating yourself out of the growth that only comes through effort. Because if you truly respect yourself, you do not act like someone who needs cheap thrills to feel alive. You do not crumble at the first sign of discomfort. You know what you are capable of. You show up day after day working toward your goal. That is what honor looks like in practice. And that daily showing up is discipline itself. These 4 pillars: reject desire, master one thing, never abandon the path, live with honor, are not ancient history. They are the art of being disciplined, alive in every era. Now a word of honesty. None of us are perfect. You will fail. You will stray from the path. You will miss days, break promises to yourself, and lose momentum. That is not defeat, that is the process. What matters is not that you never fall. What matters is how quickly you return. Every time you return, the deviation gets smaller. Train your discipline the way Musashi trained with his swords, consistently, with real effort, day after day. If you live without challenging yourself, begin small. Do at least one hard or uncomfortable thing every single day. One thing that requires effort. That is your dojo. That is where discipline is forged. Musashi did not become unbeatable overnight. He built it blow by blow, session by session, year by year. And so can you.
What do you think of Miyamoto Musashi's philosophy? Share your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to hear which of these 4 pillars resonates most with you. I'll leave 2 more videos right here that I think you'll find just as powerful, more wisdom to sharpen your path. I hope this video serves you on the road toward your goals. Now, if it did, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next lesson. Until next time.